What's going on? It's your boy DMac with Vic Lombardi. What's going on, Vic? I feel like I'm with world's biggest celebrity here tonight. Swear to God. My
I
God.
don't know about that.
Oh, the Prince of Castle Pines, my man. Come on.
I tell
man.
you what, man, that tournament is so fun. I've missed PGA Championship golf in Denver, and to be out there and to see how many fans are into it like I
Oh,
am, it was so much fun today.
yeah.
I can't wait to get into detail on what I saw today, who I talked to. It was a great day at Castle Pines.
Well, let's put a pin just in that for a second, and we appreciate everybody watching. And this is very organic. We don't know exactly where this is going to go. We don't even know what this is about. But Vic, it's I got a.
Oh damn! I got my vino downstairs.
Well, you know what? As we start here, perhaps you can just explain this moment right here. Watch, I'm going to do this right here, and I just want to get. We'll get to golf and everything, but what is this?
And there she is. Let's go get that vino. Let's pull that out. Oh God, that thing's not coming out. Let's get a hammer. There you go, easy. Oh, that's in there good. You don't want to break it though. Oh yeah. You want me to pull the rest of it out? Here, get that under there. Ready? Oh shit. Oh, that is so over. Okay, where's the thing? Oh shoot. We gotta spill it. What we have here is wine all over my body. And we got a bit of a problem.
A lot of wine.
It's my fault. It's my fault, Mom.
Oh, Mama.
Pull the plug out. How? Oh, you got a cord from the top to the.
Yes.
Oh, is that what you were supposed to do?
Yeah, questo in la cosa, logo.
That was hard. It looks refreshing. That was worth it.
Oh my God!
And there she is.
We can't hear you during that. I'm sorry. You were talking. My apologies. I don't know how to do that. I got to figure that out.
Okay.
Talk to me. Like that was so great. And by the way, nice editing videos. I assume that's Adelio putting that together, but really nice.
Your boy put that together.
Who?
I did. It's just a basic edit on CapCut.
Sorry.
on your phone.
Really good. Talk to me.
We're old, but we learned. It was my dad's last barrel of wine. This is
no. Back up. Barrel of wine.
My mom and dad, since they moved to this country, like most North Denver Italians, make their own wine, and it's a process, and it takes a while. And about 4 years ago, my mom and dad stopped making wine. My dad just can't do it anymore, and we're stupid. We, as the boys and the family members, we should have taken on the tradition. We did not. But that's his final barrel, and they were out of their original wine. So we said, let's uncork the final barrel. And my mom said,
how many barrels had been in there? Like, what are we talking about?
Oh God, over the years.
Yeah. Like if that room was filled, how many barrels would we be looking at?
Of those big barrels, at one point there were 16 in the basement. There were barrels everywhere. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So that was the final one, and we wanted to cherish it because I love my parents' wine. It tastes of moonshine to some, but I love it. And my mom said, "Hey, do you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Well, how hard can it be? I'm a college graduate. Just open wine, get wine." And you saw what happened. Sucks.
Oh, but you did stop the flow to. Was Mama upset? Was she upset a little bit?
I haven't been back there in 2 days.
No, you have not.
I'm letting it ferment. I'm letting it ease up. I'm letting it go away before I go back.
Well, that was wonderful. But let's get to that. Was great, and you can see it on Vic's Twitter. But hey, Vic, man, I really seriously let's watch this. Can't talk during it, but let's watch it. It's awesome. DMac!
Vic Lombardi.
Is that Vic Lombardi? You can hear somebody say, "Is that Vic Lombardi?" My man, I'm so, dude. I've known you for such long. We've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
While I love elements of Colorado that you're not into, the skiing and that sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to do a charity race at Copper Mountain with Jeremy Bloom. Okay. And I became friends with Jeremy Bloom. All right. Who is still to this day one of my biggest heroes. So it's weird to be friends with one of your heroes. You are from Denver. You're playing golf with John Elway.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
cool. Surreal. Yeah.
And,
It was.
and what I know how much you love golf and I know how much it means to you. I'm just so happy for you. And I don't give a shit what the rest of your round was like. I don't even care
Me neither.
because of that moment right there. Please just walk me through it. You're on the tee at what hole?
That's number 16. First of all, let me back up by saying thank you. Thank you to George Solich, who is the president of Castle Pines, good friend of mine. He's running the show up there.
Yeah.
And last week he sent me an email and I thought he was joking. I thought he was pranking me. He says, "I've got you in the Pro-Am."
Oh,
I said, "What?" Yeah, he goes, "I got you in the Pro-Am and you're playing with Elway." I
oh,
go, "Are you kidding me?" Because I don't know if you're aware, DMac, these Pro-Ams, there's only 50 players, only 25. They play 2 players per group. So
come
only
on.
25 groups go out there. I can't even imagine how much this costs to play in this deal.
And it's only 9 holes?
Well, I only played 9. I played
Okay.
the back 9.
Okay.
Luke Bryan, country singer, played the front 9. I replaced him on the back. So that's how it went. And, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll play half a hole. I don't care. Get me on the course.
Gotcha.
And I got on the first tee, and DMac, I was so nervous. Like,
Oh.
what? Let me ask you this.
Oh.
For all those listening right now, all right? Because, we do public speaking for a living, and people always say, "Are you nervous?" I go, "Well,
Never.
sometimes." Well, I am sometimes. I get nervous sometimes. I get nervous when I was nervous before the parade, the Nuggets parade. I get nervous before
I
big
get
shows,
I
but-
get nervous maybe way before, but as soon as I step to the mic, I'm good. I don't know if you're the same way.
Well, the same way. You just it's the thoughts that race through your head before you start speaking.
Sure.
And then and then you start speaking and you're fine.
Yeah.
But the nerves I had on the number 10 tee at Castle Pines amid this big gallery of people awaiting John Elway, Will Zalatoris, and Elway goes first and pipes his. Well, Zalatoris pipes his, and then Elway goes right down the middle, and then it's my turn, and my hands are shaking.
Oh.
I played golf, since I was 25. I picked it up late, but I'm all right. Okay, I can hit the ball. But I was so afraid that I was going to kill a spectator, miss the ball entirely. It was just all these things. And when I made contact, and it wasn't great, it went to the left into the rough. Then I was fine. But I have never in my life. What's the most nervous you have ever been in your life?
I know what it was. My son, Connor, who was a sophomore at Arizona State, was singing the national anthem before the Arizona State-Kansas game in front of 15,000 people. It was the most helpless feeling I've ever had in my life. And
when
it wasn't
your kids
even
are involved. Oh God, I can only imagine.
And I wasn't part of it. And my kids have played, especially my younger son, have played high-level sports and big pressure situations. I've been in some interesting throughout my career. I've Red Rocks, whatever. I've done stuff too. I've never been like that. I've never been like, couldn't sleep, didn't know what to do with myself. I don't even know. And this was you. Is this how you felt? That's how you felt on the first tee.
On the first tee. After that, I was fine. I mean, I was still, cognizant that people were watching, but you go through your routine, you hit the ball. And to be honest with you, it really does make you focus more. Like I hit the ball, I did it all summer. I just didn't get the results because it's such a hard course. The way it's set up.
What was your shot? 10 is what? Talk to me.
10's a par 4 downhill. I think it's the toughest par 4 in Colorado. I ended up bogeying the hole, and I'll take a bogey. I got a 5.
You hit a driver or 3-wood?
I hit driver off the tee into the rough, got chopped out of the rough, and then got up and down for bogue.
Were you tempted just to take a 3-wood and just I'm good with 220 and
no way, not that rough. That rough was thicker than your back hair, DMac, and I've seen your back hair. I mean, are you kidding me? You couldn't get out of that gum. So I just took my punishment, and I settled down. I'm betting Elway.
Yeah.
We're wagering because he always wants to bet, and of course, I knew
Help us out. What are you betting per hole? What is it?
per hole. So it's the back 9, and he has to give me 3 strokes because he's really
Okay. All right.
back 9. And I figured, okay, I'll take the bet. What the hell? Make it for good content.
Sure.
I was already down. By the time we got to 16, I was down two holes.
Okay.
And to 16, I was playing okay. I had parred 15.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I get 16, and I
Okay.
hit my tee shot deep.
What are you hitting? A driver again?
No, this is a part 3. I hit 8 iron.
8 iron. What's the distance?
It was 174.
8 iron, 170 downhill a little bit.
No, we had the wind at our back.
Okay.
We had the wind at our back, and I had
Nice.
all kinds of adrenaline. So I knew I had to. Yeah. So, but there's water in front of you, so you got to get over the water. I just wanted to get over the water. As soon as I got over the water, I was happy. I didn't care where it ended up. I didn't give a crap if it hit somebody in the face after that, as long as it gets over the water.
Okay.
It got to the back of the green at a juncture, at a place where you're in no man's land, because it's straight downhill, a left to right bender, no chance. I'm like, give me a break. I want to get it to where I can make the second putt. Right. I looked at the putt. I looked at my caddy, and I said, "Where do you think I put this?" And he goes, "I don't know." and so I just put it in a neighborhood, in a direction. I started it there, and it went in, and it was surreal. It felt like hours before the ball got there, but you feel the murmur of the crowd as it's approaching the hole, and then the excitement, and then of course, at the outlandish raising of the putt, being like a fool as I was, I couldn't help myself. The greatest part about it is I look back at the video now, is I got the high fives from Zalatoris and Elway. I'll cherish that forever.
Right? Listen, and whoever put it to the Enya music, I just can't play that here because I know it's going to be a copyright thing. It's going to brilliant, amazing. And our guy,
loyal listeners.
So it was shot by somebody over the water, but Grismer had the behind. We
had like 6 or 7 people that were there shooting video that sent me video of this, because people have cameras. They see the potential of. To be honest with you, I know why people have their cameras out. They want to humiliate me. Right. They want to see me putt the ball into the water, which if you hit the ball hard enough, it's going into the water. It's going off the green into the water. So I know why people are rolling their cameras.
Or you don't give it enough oomph, and it just hangs on the top. Yeah. And then it could get really embarrassing, because you could still push it way past the hole.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to put it in the water at that point, but you're still you're easily staring at a double bogey. Easy double bogey from that spot.
No doubt about it.
Oh my God, Vic, my heart was full. I was so happy.
The roar of the crowd was loud, where people were told me they heard the roar from other holes. Like a couple holes back, people said the beauty is this. Here's the beauty. Yeah. I ended up losing to Elway, and I pressed on 18 because I was going to lose the bet. So he said, "You want to press," which means we double the bet. And I said, "Why not? I got a stroke, and I'm feeling it." And of course, I hit it into the rough on 18, double bogey 18. He pars from the sand. I lose $200 to John Elway, and I didn't give a shit. Take my money. I was so happy.
Cares? Meanwhile, we saw Peyton Manning do this off one.
Am I sure that went?
He goes and highs 5 Stokely. One of us. The chant, one of us.
Is that what they were saying?
They did?
I think that proves, and no matter who you are, what athlete, what sport you play. I spoke to Gabriel Landeskog, and he's in the clubhouse afterwards, and I said, "How'd it go?" And he goes, "I've never been that nervous in my life." I go, "What?" Even during the Stanley Cup playoff? No, this is Gabriel Landeskog. He goes, "I was shaking out there." He said it went away. He goes, "I was shaking. I didn't know what to do." Even Peyton Manning. I asked Elway, "Do you get nervous?" He goes, "Nah, I've played enough of these. I don't get nervous anymore."
Right.
Landeskog was beside himself with nerves. He settled down, but that's what that sport does. You know why? Because it's quiet. It's quiet. Yeah. Everybody's quiet for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't like quiet. Somebody fart. Do something. That's what makes it really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, man, it's such a great sport. I absolutely love it. And I do want to get to what you were doing today, but let me get to some of the fun stuff. And I'll go to you with I got to ask how this worked out with Derek White because the Larry, the O'Brien Trophy,
Yeah.
it's not small. I mean, it's
No.
not the Stanley Cup, but still,
No.
it's not an easy thing to walk around with. So I'm going to play it, but I need you to explain it in a second here. But here we go with Derek
How good
White.
of friends are you with Wyndham?
So we played against each other. Cherry Creek versus the Parker Hawks. Like growing up was a big battle, big rivalry on the court. And then obviously he went and did big things, and so it was great, like reconnecting. I mean, it ended up on the boat in the Olympics, which is pretty cool.
He told me he busted you for about 30.
No, Wyndham was good. Him and Matt Ratner used to give us problems, but I think we got more championships than he does, so we'll take that.
Well, it's good to have two Denver boys back, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Congrats
We got to keep
on
winning.
the season, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Derek, what do you remember?
All right. So many questions.
Yeah.
Walking with the trophy? Like,
All right,
help me.
so obviously Derek White, Colorado's very own. What a summer for him! Not only
Oh my God.
an NBA champion, a gold medalist,
Last
all of
minute
that.
edition. Last
Yes.
minute edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, just a good-hearted kid. I've loved him ever since he came out of high school. He's from your neck of the woods, south part of town.
Yep.
And
Legend High
his
School.
his story's phenomenal. We all know his story. By the way, did you see his new teeth? He chipped his tooth.
I
in
I
the
noticed
finals.
that. Yeah.
He's got a new grill. He's got. I go, you get paid enough money now. You can get all the grills you want. But he shows up there with the trophy because it's his turn with the trophy, and he decided why not carry it around. And I walked because he followed Wyndham Clark and Rory McIlroy. That was the big group today. Scheffler and Schauffele the other. So I walked with Derek White and those two players for 6 holes. And Derek and I spoke about a lot of different subjects. He told me, he said, I'm sort of happy that we didn't have to play the Nuggets. And I said, you know what? So am I, because I didn't want that conflict.
Yeah.
Because you know how much
I agree.
I'm not a fan of Boston fan. And
Yeah.
and I just can't stand when they infiltrate Denver
I'm with
sporting
you.
events.
I get it.
And I love Derek. I love him. So in a roundabout way, I'm sort of happy that they didn't have to knock heads in the NBA Finals. But he was just he's all into golf now.
Wait. He carried that trophy for 6 holes?
No. He only carried it halfway down the first hole. And then
Okay.
No.
All right.
Then-
All right.
He only carried it for half a hole, and then he walked the rest of the way following Wyndham. And we're watching this guy just shoot. I think Wyndham was -2 until he got to number 10 and he put it in the water. He didn't finish too strong, but he started great. His partner Rory McIlroy finished at 2 under. He's in the mix.
Mhm.
Nobody's running away with this thing. The leader Keegan Bradley's at -6, and I think it's doable. I think he could be caught.
Yeah, well, the weather was so wild today, by the way. Listen, where I moved, this is crazy, but I moved, and Vic, I know you downplay it, but Vic is a tremendous cyclist, better than I am, as much as I talk about it.
I don't know about a
No,
tremendous cyclist.
No, you're better.
Greg
But
Penner is a tremendous cyclist.
Oh, Penner's,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe what Penner sent me the other day, dude. It was like, maybe I can just say it here, it's okay. Crested Butte to Aspen, like over 100 miles, 6.5 out.
Yeah.
Like, are you what?
Yeah,
Like-
he does stupid stuff that I imagine, and I go, wait, what? Wait,
No.
you
Like
did what?
I did the whole the whole thing. I just did it myself. Midlife crisis. Lone Tree to Aspen, 4 days, 4 passes, Independence Pass. Greg was super encouraging, by the way, which was really, really cool. And so I get done with it. I'm thinking, well, pretty good, right? Like, he sends me. It's Idaho Springs to the top of Mount Evans, Mount Blue Sky. Like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, I mean, he goes from Idaho Springs to a 14er the day after I finish what I think is impressive.
I
And
tell
it's
people this. He's an ultra athlete. He is the most
unbelievable.
fit owner in all of sports. Find me another
Not even
owner
close.
in any sport, in any other league, any part of the world. You will not find someone
Nope.
as fit as Greg Penner, believe it or not.
I don't even know who would be second. It's
Not even close.
no, and he's very, very. So even saying this here is like he would roll his eyes or maybe be upset, but he's incredibly humble about it. And it's something the three of us actually, well, I think we share it in common, but he's on like this, like
No, he's on another level. He's on
it's-
another level, DMac.
we at least we like it. Anyways, my point is, where I live now in Lone Tree, because I moved a few months ago. Castle Pines is my backyard, brother. Like I go over the bluffs, go to Daniels Craig Park Road near Sanctuary, can bump over there. I've gone. It is awesome for riding because you can hunt hills all day, and the views are spectacular. There's hardly any traffic. It really, I know for you like going from your house to the top of Lookout and back, that sort of thing.
I like
that,
it quick.
That's your power ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's kind of down to Castle Pines back ish.
Yeah.
Like that area. That's my equivalent. So I've become much more familiar with that area, and I am thinking about maybe tomorrow. Although you guys are broadcasting live tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're there 7 to 10 in the morning. You should drive by and get in your spandex and your flippity flop shoes and flippity flop all over the course. And then people go, "What's with the flippity flop guy?" Do that.
You try before you get off the air tomorrow to see if I can make it to where you are in my full bike stuff. And I'll
zero chance you'll even get down Happy Canyon. There are about 6 checkpoints with like SWAT personnel. They'll look at you come down and they'll say, wait, what's he doing? There's no chance.
You don't think so? Well, I wouldn't go Happy Canyon though. I would. Well, I'm going to go the Daniels the other way. I'm going to go the other way.
If you can get there, I tell you what, we'll make a wager. I will pay you what I paid Elway in that wager. If
I can get there,
if you can get
in my spandex,
unabashed, if you get through all the security personnel, I will pay you that money.
We're on. I don't have to pay you anything. I don't know you in.
Nothing. Well, you're gonna have to bail yourself out of jail because you're gonna get arrested trying.
Okay, that is a great. Before 10 a.m. I get till 10 a.m.
You got till 10 a.m.
Okay.
And you can't cheat. You can't use a media pass or anything. You just gotta go in with your spandex.
I can't use a credential at all?
No, because they'll let you in with a credential. They'll look at you and say, you're on a bike, dude, with spandex.
Come on, you gotta let me at least some form of credential.
I don't want that. No.
All right. Well, I like the challenge. I'd love to do it. We'll see. I do have some other stuff here too. First of all, do you want to say anything else about today before I got Elway with you guys this morning?
Yeah,
what else do you want to say about today?
Well, we'll get Elway's thoughts. I just thought today was a perfect indicator that Castle Pines is a little harder than these guys suspected. And it's going to come down to putting, and the guys who can roll it are going to emerge victorious. The guys who struggled putting, you saw today, man, some guys just couldn't get the line. They couldn't get the distance. It's a tricky little golf course if you're not putting it right, but it's fun to watch. If you have a chance to get out there, and I know it's sold out, and some of you can get tickets on the secondary market, I'm telling you right now, even if you're not a fan of golf, go there just for the people watching, because you don't know who you will see. Everybody. I saw so many people I recognized that were there today, athletes, celebrities in town. Everybody's at Castle Pines watching this thing, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, like I turned it on this morning. The course looks spectacular. Now, I become familiar with the area. I seriously have ridden my bike around there, that whole area, a bunch of times. And I love it because if you're a cyclist, you want to work some hills, get a workout, that sort of thing. But you also don't want to deal with traffic. And it's beautiful up there. And it's nestled. It really isn't Castle Rock, is it? It's really its own thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I've really loved being around that area. So despite being here for 25 years, I haven't explored that area that much. So it's this crazy area between Lone Tree, Park Meadows Mall, and Castle Rock. There's a hill, and that's Castle Pines, essentially, right? That neighborhood. So beautiful. And when you get to the top of the hill there's Pikes Peak, there's Mount Blue Sky, used to be Mount Evans, and there's Long's Peak on a clear day. And you can see that all from the golf course, which is, Vic, come on now.
It's stunning.
It's really incredible.
I got to tell you what happened, though, today. I'm coming off 18, and I watched Justin Thomas get up and down
That's great.
from the bunker. So we're walking off, and I stop because I see a friend of mine, and I'm talking to my friend. I've got my back to all the guys coming off, and all of a sudden somebody pokes me like in the rib cage, and I thought it was a friend of mine, so I didn't move. It pokes me again, and I'm like, and I turn around like, knock it off. And it's the security guard for Justin Thomas who's trying to sign autographs right next to me, and I'm in the way, like all these kids, and they're like, "Get the hell out of the way!" I felt so terrible, man. Justin Thomas signed autographs for a while. What a good guy.
Yeah.
guy.
How's his game these days?
Up and down. Up and
Yeah, because
down,
I was watching him on Full Swing on Netflix, and it was, because he's one of those guys who could easily be a world number one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically.
I am pulling for Adam Scott. Adam Scott is in the mix. He is in the hunt. He is only 3 strokes back. He's one of the older players in this tournament. He's one of only 2 players in this tournament who played in the original international. Jason Day is the other. And I think he can hold it together for 4 days. We'll see what we can do, but I'm pulling for Adam Scott.
God, you posted the international with help me out here.
Jack Nicklaus and
No.
Nance.
No. The golfers, that incredible finish when it was the Stapleford scores.
Steve Lowry and Rich Beam, one of the greatest finishes
my
in golf
God.
history. Yeah.
And you know what? First of all, it hit me like, wow, everybody just wore oversized golf shirts, like nothing fit. I thought that. First of all, because everybody's so yoked now, right? Like everybody is
cleats. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest difference between today's golfer and like when I used to back in the day, I'd follow Joey Sindelar, Craig Stadler. Not exactly svelte dudes, right? And they're walking up and down Castle Pines. These guys who play today, they're in the weight room for an hour before they get to the range.
Yeah.
Everybody's in shape. Very few guys are out of shape.
Yeah, even Scheffler's in pretty good shape. Probably more than. Listen, you go back and watch this, like nobody's in shape, but they can still play. And the shots they were hitting that was a really great post to watch that. Okay. Anything else about today? Because I got the Elway stuff with you guys in the morning.
Let's get to John, because part of my deal with him, I said, I'm going to give you this money, but you're coming on the radio show. So we got something out of it. Hey, by the way, can I expense that? If I gave Elway 2 C notes, and I got work out of it, I got an interview out of it, because it's a rare interview. He doesn't do many, right? When's the last time he did a local radio interview in town? It's been a while, right?
It certainly wasn't with me.
Can I expense that as a pay for play type thing? I might try.
Are you going to expense it with Altitude Radio or Altitude TV?
Doesn't matter. Both. Maybe 100 each.
Both? Yeah, won't work. Okay, let's go with John here with you guys in the morning.
I think it was no surprise. I think.
Let me back up. This is about Bo Nix. Bo Nix who was with Elway and Manning at the Luke Bryan concert. Were you there for that?
I was
too?
there. Yeah. I saw.
You want to talk to me? By the way, all right. Sorry, I got to back up. The Luke Bryan press credential thing you've left in the studio. What is the story with that?
Because I already used it. It was Tuesday night. He had the concert the night before the pro.
No, but it's the name is Luke Bryan. It's Luke's. It's
that's the day that gets you into the Luke Bryan concert. That's all that is. And unfortunately, I'm not much of a collectible guy, and I'm not. Yeah, I left it for. I think I left it for Kane, and obviously.
He just doesn't care. He just keeps leaving it there. Then, but you don't give a shit about music, though, right?
I'm not much of a concert goer, and I'm sorry to admit that. And I went because it was the place to be. It was the pairings party, but saw a lot of people there, and they get into it. I'm just not that into it like you are.
I wouldn't be into Luke. Listen, I got nothing against Luke Bryan's. It's not my cup of tea, but I'd be happy to go to a party. Okay, so Nix is there, Bowles is there, Manning's there, Elway's. What is that sort of dynamic?
Of course, Stokes there.
Well, of course.
Stokes so funny, man. We were having such a good time.
Love
it was I didn't watch them. Sit there and chatter. I was just running around. But the fact that you have 2 legendary quarterbacks in this town, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Manning and Elway.
Yeah.
And they both have had time to talk to Bo Nix. Could you imagine being a fly on the wall for those conversations and to really understand what they think of him? Because these guys are competitive dudes. I mean, I'm sure they see this kid and say, all right, he's all right, but he's got to prove it. And I think deep down, they both know that, and they're going to say all the right things. And you're going to hear from Elway. He's going to say all the right things. But I'd love to know deep down what he thinks of him as a quarterback, as a talent.
All right. So here is John with you and Mark and Kaner not invited to the he wasn't allowed
He was supposed to show up and he didn't have proper attire. That was his problem.
Are you kidding me? Really?
He showed up in a t-shirt. You can't go to Castle Pines in a t-shirt.
Okay. Here is John with you guys in the morning.
You know, I think it was no surprise. I think they've done a good job because the offensive line is pretty good, and I think Sean wants to run the football, base it off the run game, and so they'll be able to protect Bo. But I think you look at Sean's history of developing young quarterbacks too. I think is a great thing, and I think that's the most important thing is that relationship between Bo and Sean, and Sean's expertise on the offensive side.
That's interesting. He obviously has a vested interest in having him succeed. I want the guy to be the quarterback for the next decade. I mean, that's what you look for, right?
Exactly.
As a team. But right now, the training wheels are on still a little bit. It's preseason football. It'll all start to come off. But how do you envision him starting to unleash Bo Nix a little bit or incorporate more downfield stuff, take more chances? Because right now it's, hey, let's control the ball, not turn it over, and let's matriculate.
And I think that's the most important thing of a young quarterback is putting him in the right situation when he's, and Bo's starting obviously week one. But I think putting him in the right situation, not giving him too much, protecting him with the run game, and let him grow within the game and see what it is. Because he's, it's like any young quarterback. You have a good preseason, you think, oh, wow, this is not that big a jump until you get to the regular season. You start seeing all those, the top players every single down. So, I think that Sean will protect him, keep him in the right situations, and I think let him grow on his time. But, I think Bo's coming in as a very mature quarterback, having played over 60 football games in college and the experience that he has.
All right, it goes from there. By the way, why use 15 words when you can use 50 when you're Mark Mosier?
That's Moj. By the way, you heard Elway say it. You heard Elway say it there. He loves the kid. He loves the potential. But he also said it's the preseason. He hasn't seen anything yet. Even the great John Elway struggled in his first regular season. He got benched in his first regular season.
Steve DeBerg, right?
Manning. Peyton Manning still has the rookie record for interceptions. His regular. There's no way you could go through a rookie season perfect. It's not going to happen. We're going to have games where we watch Bo Nix and we're going to go, "Ugh, that's rough." And I think they're setting him up to understand that that's part of the journey. It's not going to be as easy as he's making it look right now. He hasn't had the 3 and out yet. Well, he's going to have a 3 and out come regular season. It's going to happen.
Yeah. By the way, will you fucking stop giving me a hard time about asking questions about who the starting quarterback of the Broncos is?
Do you notice?
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're ripping on me is what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
I think it's hilarious. I love the fact that you put yourself out there because you're willing to do that. But I am convinced.
Yeah.
I am convinced without a shadow of a doubt, one of the reasons why Sean Payton chose Wednesday to make the call is because he's sick and tired of the question. So the next question?
You're welcome.
You know your next question?
What?
Coach, your backup quarterback.
You know what, dude? Hey, listen, man, just the timing of the radio show, I can't be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be there like I have been for like 16 years. Sure. I love the show. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't change a damn thing. My life is so much better. But it does slightly kill me that I can't be out there for it. I would have said that. I would have said that.
So funny.
Coach, nice job. Who's your backup? I would have had some fun with it. Or I would have said, are you dancing now? What's the tune?
Yeah.
Sean, in your head, is it the Bee Gees? Like, what are you thinking about? You're on the dance floor right now.
I actually think that's a more layered question than the original, who's the starter, because we've known who the starter is going to be. I mean, this is not a big item. This is not, breaking news. We knew Bo Nix. The story has always been, and is moving forward, who is going to be the number 2? And I think it's even deeper in discussion now because contract stipulations, will they keep 3? What he said about Zach, you made a good point when he talked to, who did he talk to about Zach Wilson saying, it's my job to make him millions. Who was that?
You know what? It was Diana Rossini, and in fact, I have that right here. Check it. It's Diana Rossini and not Clay Travis.
Chase Daniels.
Chase Daniel. Yeah, this was it right here.
Freaking Zach Wilson now. The last
Playing amazing.
Say this while I play this clip, Vic. Look for somebody you should know in the background. I'm going to quiz you later.
All
Look for somebody you should definitely know in the background.
freaking Zach Wilson now. The last
Playing amazing.
week and a half.
That's great.
I grabbed him and I said, look, I just want you to focus on having fun and playing. My job is to make you millions either with us or for another team.
Wow.
His last 2 weeks have been outstanding.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Is that Josh Grismer?
That was Josh Grismer. Who was following you? Who was following you around?
Yeah, the other day. It's funny. I can't read Sean Payton. We both agree, though. For all the little knick-knack items we bring up with Sean Payton, he doesn't allow us to interview the players at training camp. You know, he's pretty abrasive sometimes. We both agree. And I love what he's doing as the head coach of the Denver Broncos.
I do too.
I love it. I think
do too.
it's what they've needed. I think, and when people say, well, he doesn't have to be so mean. I don't care how mean you are if you win games. I don't care how you treat the media if you win games. I don't care how many times you sound like a crotchety old man if you win games. And the way he's setting this up, I think is perfect.
Yeah, by the way, he has not treated the media poorly. The reason why he got a little snippy with me, it was the third sort of quarterback question. And for the record, neither my question or Mike Klis's, who was before me, was directly about Bo Nix. It was sort of around the hedge about it. But he knew where we were going. He's not stupid.
Well, what I love about you, DMac, is you're not soft. You don't get like all out of out of sorts if somebody barks at you. It's part of the profession. If you don't get barked at by people, you're not asking questions.
I agree with you on that, and you've been a little tough on those who are asking the questions. But I think
I'm just loving it. I love when they bark at you because I just go off on it.
Listen, it's all good. Yes, is the backup quarterback an issue? Sure. But I actually do believe, I think this is legit where they haven't really quite figured it out. What I've heard from behind the scenes, Vic, is they really would rather, we'll see how it goes, okay? Because it might be up in the air. But I've heard they'd rather keep 3 and get trade value. And if they can't trade a guy right away, they'll keep 3. And I'm fine with that. Also, the speculation is that Troy Franklin has like kind of a redshirt year. I don't know if you remember Connor McGovern, the center guard. He kind of did that too, where he's on the 53, but he was scratched every game.
Sure.
If they do that, they can bring like, say, a little Jordan Humphrey from the practice squad to the roster, back to the practice squad. You can bounce dudes. There'll
be a lot of juggling. Well, what I do want, I want to make sure that people understand something because I keep hearing, well, it's a more prudent choice to keep Zach Wilson because he's cheaper. Let me tell you something. We both know how the Broncos operate with this new ownership group. The money's not a factor.
That's not a problem.
The fact that they have to pay Jarrett Stidham $6 million, that is not a factor. That's not a factor in this decision at all. They're going to keep who they believe is the better backup quarterback.
The tricky part, and I don't know if it matters or not, but like you could save cap hit money. So that's different than cash. Cap's different than cash.
Yeah.
With Pirine, Stidham, Tim Patrick for sure. So if you cut a few veterans, you can actually save yourself 25 in cap space.
What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Spend it on some dude who couldn't make another team's 53? And right, exactly. So it's not desperate. If you were cash strapped financially, maybe that, but they're not. Look at who we got. Look at the owners. So that's the case. All right, buddy. Well, I think I should let you go. What are your plans for tomorrow? What's the show? What's going on tomorrow?
Awake at 5:30, out the door at 5:50.
Okay.
And get out to Castle Pines for another fun day of golf and await your arrival in your spandex and bicycle.
I love the challenge. I love that challenge.
And I would love for you to get arrested. That'd be so cool.
I'm not going to get arrested. It's like, and I'm going to wear I'm not going to bring a change of clothes. It'll be full bike gear or nothing. Okay. And it'll be with the bike. And boy, you're killing me with the no credentials at all thing. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Well, I mean, if you could get in with credentials, I'll be duly impressed. I'm just not
Okay.
going to give you. I'm not going to give you the $2 bills. I tell you what, you get in.
That's fine.
with-
Okay. Okay.
You get in. You go right to the front of the line. We'll put you right on the show tomorrow and make fun of you then.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. And I got till 10 o'clock
10 o'clock.
on my bike, fully.
On your bicycle.
I won't get a ride. I won't get it dropped off. Fully on my bike.
Stay on your bike, all sweating out in your clippity clap.
You know what? You know what? I'll put it on Strava to prove it. Okay.
Great.
I'll put it on Strava to prove it. And I love that challenge. Don't like it. I love it.
My favorite sight at Bronco Camp is when DMac would show up. He rides his bike. Credit to you for doing that. But he shows up. I go behind him, and his back sweat. He's just got a big, massive sweat, just like he came out the docks, worked 8 hours. I'm like, my God, dude, it's 10 a.m.
Oh my God. It's pathetic because most of that ride is downhill. Okay. All right, pal. Listen, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy
Thanks,
for
D-Mac.
you. And we'll see. We'll see how it works out tomorrow. But either way, Vic Lombardi, the Prince of Castle Pines. All
Good
right.
job with the show, buddy.